Morning, everybody. Tuesday, May 12th here, just coming at you with some more runners of the Bible. Today we're moving to the New Testament, Mark chapter 5. And Mark chapter 5 tells us the story of a man who was demon possessed, and Jesus came across the water to this graveyard where he was, and they had just gotten done calming the storm, and Jesus gets to the other side with his disciples to get out of the boat, and all of a sudden, this man runs up to him. Uh, this man lived in a graveyard, was chained, but nobody could stop him. I kept breaking the chains, and he was naked, and he was a very scary dude. And Jesus comes to this place, and I don't know why he lands in the middle of a graveyard or why he's going through this graveyard or whatever. But the man comes running up to him. It says in verse 6, actually, back up to verse 5, night and day among the tombs and in the hills, he would cry out and cut himself with stones. Then in verse 6, when he saw Jesus from a distance, he ran and fell on his knees in front of him. And what's interesting is if you read the story, Jesus and this man have a conversation, but the man is not the one talking. It's the demons inside of him. And so we see that this man ran to Jesus, and we're not exactly sure who was in control in this moment. If it was the man running to Jesus, then he's looking for relief. And if it's the demons running to Jesus, then they're looking for a fight. And either way you cut that, I'm not a theologian. I'm not going to tell you which way it was. But it's interesting that even though, let's look at it from both perspectives. The first perspective is of the man, and if he is in his right mind and runs to Jesus for help, I think it's important, because where else can we go to get the relief that we need, right? Um, Things around us promise us relief, but only Jesus can give us that true relief that we need in our lives, can really break us free from the bondage that we're suffering. He was obviously tormented, had a hard go of it, and he wanted some relief. And he knew that the only place he could go, maybe he tried other things, right? But only Jesus was the one who could give him relief. Then, if it's the other side of the story where it was the demons looking to pick a fight, it's interesting because Jesus wins, right? And it should encourage us. Sometimes we have this vision that Satan is an equal to God, and he's not. He is a created being, and he must submit to the authority. James tells us that you believe in God, great, so do the demons, and they shudder. Um, and so, whenever Satan wants to try to pick a fight with Jesus, Satan loses, and he lost in this battle. And I think that's important for us to see too, and remind us that even though the enemy is out there, greater is he that is in us than that is in this world. So we can find encouragement either way. Either we can find that we can run to Jesus with our problems because he is our true solution, or we can run to Jesus because we know that he has the victory. Either way, it's a win-win. And so as we look at this man who ran to Jesus, it's important to see that either way, he knew he had to go to Jesus. There had to be this moment. What's also very interesting about this story is at the end of the story, the man wants to go with Jesus. He wants to go with Jesus to wherever he's going. And Jesus looks at him and he says, no, what I want you to do is go back and to tell the people what God has done for you. Skip ahead to verse 19. Go home to your own people and tell them how much the Lord has done for you, and how he has had mercy on you. See, that's the important thing, that we tell people when Jesus gives us victory, when Jesus helps us through those times that we need to tell people about it. How else can they know where to go in their times of trouble? See, that's one of the things that I noticed during this time. People are looking for answers. They're going to social media. They're looking for news articles. They're looking for all sorts of things. And I'm not here to tell you what to think, whether you're on the one side or the other side. But what I am telling you is maybe it's time to take those things and just give them to Jesus and begin to tell other people, man, I'm not so worried about this, whether I get it or not, because I know that Jesus is going to walk through me. And even if I die, I know that Jesus has victory. And it's important that we hold on to that, church. So run to Jesus, and he will find you, and he will take care of you. God bless you today. Keep on keeping on, church, and we'll talk to you later. God bless.